The show you are about to listen to is intended for mature audience only. There will be things said that may not be appropriate for younger audience and may offend you. We at Whatever Talk would like to apologize in advance. But really, get over it.
What up, though, people? Welcome to Whatever Talk, the show where we talk about whatever we seem to be talking about at the time. I'm your host, Donny. We got a full house minus one. T-Dot is still not with us, but we still have Stacey with us. I had something, but I forgot it just then.
Right.
And we have Simply Cav.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Oh, we got like a little bit of better audio with us. The only person we couldn't get in on the good audio is Stace. She's still on the speakerphone for now. We're going to figure things out. But I end up pulling Cav in. So, and for the most part, it's a lot of Cav you couldn't hear throughout the shows that I went back and did the edits and listened to.
Oh, my
God.
God.
A lot of Cav was like bogged down a little bit more than Stace was. So, we have some better audio for you people. Your guys' ears won't be bleeding as much as it used to.
Yay.
We do have a guest with us, and this guy has killed me multiple times in the past.
Man, I didn't know you was a cat.
I didn't know either till I died like 7 times already by this guy.
You got 2 more lives, but
I know. But he has changed his ways. He is no longer a murderer. You have heard him numerous times on my previous show, Trophy Whores. Here is Troy, the Trophy Whores killer, or revised Trophy Whores killer.
What's the business? Man, I gotta say I'm a little bit intimidated because I'm used to being the one with the deepest voice, but I think Kev's got me this time.
Well, Kev is going through a little puberty right now.
I'm a little bit under the weather right now.
He's got that deep bass going on though, so now I gotta drop down a couple octaves to try and keep up.
I used to be the Barry White here. I just want to get straight into the show, so let's get into the intro. Leg out. We talking about whatever that's on your mind. Speak your mind, don't be shy. This is your time to shine. Skype being an unstable creature, as usual, and not letting Stace on. That's how we know Skype is a female, because it won't allow Stace to come on. It's hard for females to get along with each other.
They jealous. Yeah. They get kind of jealous of each other.
So, Skype has confirmed itself. It is. Is it XY? Gene or the female? Is it SY? I think it's SY.
I think males have a Y chromosome. Women have 2 X's.
Oh, it makes sense because the tail of the Y looks like a
just hanging down like that.
That's my boy. Look at his Y. His Y is way bigger than that. He got a capital Y. That's my boy right there. You can tell in the sonogram. What is it? The ultrasound. You can tell in the ultrasound.
Look at the tail of that Y just hanging down.
I was like, look at the tail of that Y right there. Oh, it was some savages. How you been, Stace?
I've been all right. I had a hell of a cold this past week, but I'm getting over it now, so I am fine, except for the idiots that keep coming to my inbox on Facebook. I'm about to go, ape shit on everybody.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I told you I was going to stop.
But it's good that you're feeling better, but it is jacked up that you will be feeling better when we get this snow.
Right.
Like, I feel good. Nah, I bet I can go outside. Oh, no, I can't. Kev, how you been, man?
I've been cool, man. Like I said, before we start recording, I've been under the weather myself, so that's why I sound like Barry White today.
Wait, no, you sound like the new Keith Sweat.
The new Keith Sweat. Yeah, the new Keith.
Keith Sweat hit puberty the second time when he get in his 50. He like 55 and he just now hit puberty again. I'm like, dude, what the heck? You've been crying this whole career, and now you sound like a mild Levert.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. It's just the fact that, dude, You've been crying. Like, your songs sound like you literally just got finished getting your butt whooped.
Right.
And now you sound like
He's referencing Keith Sweat's new song. He's like, Keith Sweat can actually sing now.
Yeah, he got vocals now. And I'm not saying back then his lyrics was good. His lyrics was good enough to hold him over, but he wasn't like this. To me, he wasn't like a big time person who can sing.
No, with a voice.
Because of the way he sounds.
Right.
Yeah, with the voice.
Yeah.
But his lyrics got him over.
Right, his songs and his music, yeah.
Even though he was like the Kelly before Kelly.
Kelly what?
Before Kelly. No, R. Kelly.
Oh, R. Kelly. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because his lyrics is really going after the young ones.
Well, that's quite all right, because I'll whoop his ass, wipe his tears, and listen to him talk in that puberty voice to me. Not singing to no young. Shut up.
That one song, I
What
know
song?
you young, but you ready. Or some junk like that.
Oh my gosh, shut up.
No, that is in.
She was a young lady.
Like young
she
lady,
wasn't no
like
young
19.
She was.
She wasn't no 19. She wasn't even 18.
Got a nasty mind, Donny.
We about to
She
hold court
wasn't,
like
man.
in that Boondocks episode about R. Kelly.
Exactly. And we know Kelly like him when they like she hit 12. Finally, yes.
He also said that she's not a little girl, she's a woman.
She is a little girl. She's 17 or under.
In his eyes, she's a woman, but she really like little.
Exactly. And in his eyes, they all women to him. Let's move on. Troy.
What up?
One of my podcasting name mates. Like we haven't met personally in person. Which that would be a cool thing to do. I would love to meet you in person.
Yeah, no
Troy.
doubt.
How you been?
I'm doing good, man. I mean, I hear you guys talking about snow, and I'm sitting here in southern New Mexico. It was like 68 degrees yesterday. So, you know, like.
And that would get you kicked off the show right now. So let's say goodbye to Troy.
I might be throwing on a hoodie, you know, if the breeze kicks up, but otherwise I'm good.
Wait a minute, a hoodie at 68? That's
No,
too
but I
hot
mean,
for a
it's gotten
hoodie.
down in the 30s. So yesterday was extra warm. Like 60 is not the normal temperature around here, like the 40s, 30s, you know, sometimes in the 50s.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, yesterday was actually real warm as hell. We went out, took the dog for a walk, and my wife was going to put on a hoodie, but then she's like, nah, I don't think I need a hoodie. So yeah, talking about snow, and I'm just like, yeah. I'm wearing shorts right now. It's all good.
I'm glad you had time to come on the show, Troy. I recently put out a Whatever Talk Gaming episode, and I'm talking about trophies. And Troy was one of the guys I had as a guest on. I also had my man Byron. Let me just clarify things, because people, within the last 2 weeks, it has been confirmed to me that all those years I've been on Trophy Whores, which like totaled like around 6+ years, all those years nobody listened to a word that I said. Like they heard me and took out bits and pieces and spliced them with what they wanted to hear. And it just because they're repeating everything that I say, literally everything that I say, as if I didn't say it.
Well, just even in the conversation, like they'll latch on to something he says, and they'll take it and argue with it, even though the point that they're arguing is the same point that he was trying to make in the first place.
Oh, they do that type of stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, I said that. Why are you getting on me? Why are you saying what I'm saying
Like,
back to me?
we
I
all
know what I
agree.
said. Yeah, so technically y'all do agree with me, but you choosing to argue about it so it's like two positive arguing with each other.
Right.
I just want to clarify things. The point of that episode, which y'all seem to not get at all, is that to put it in, I guess in a nutshell or layman's terms, is that
like you like to say.
I just wanted to just discuss of the reasoning why you are choosing your games. Like I could care less about your chumping. I proved that a long time ago. I could care less. I talked about it a lot because I was on a show about video games, and we talked about video games in all aspects of it. It's going to continue to come out of my mouth because at the time I was in the gaming field of a talk show. So, but you are choosing your game or what you want to play next, or going off what other people want, telling you should play this game, not because the game is good. I recommend this game to you because this is something that you will like. No, you're choosing your games over the fact of the matter that this game is easy to get trophies in. The game could be one of the best games in the world, or it could be one of the wackest games in the world, but it doesn't matter to you because these are easy trophies, so I'm going to play it just because of the trophies, not because I love this game or not because I am interested in this game.
Well, I will admit that sounds like a real hoard, though.
It is.
That's like I'm going to either, I love trophies so much, I'm even going to play these sucky games that I hate.
Listeners, Kev is not a gamer at all. He play games maybe if he's around me and I just happen to have like a 2-player game, like a fighting game, he might play a couple of matches. But this guy would not play a game pretty much on his own.
I mean, he'll get down on some Mario Kart from time to time, but...
Yeah, get down with Mario Kart from time to time or whatever.
And believe me, I have Mario on my phone right now.
But the thing about it is, you wasn't even around in my brief statement just alone right now. You got it.
Right.
You got it. And for some reason, the whole entire 3-4 communities of gamers just don't get it. Even though I said it, Troy, for some reason, they listen to Troy a whole lot more than me. I think because he speaks more white than me. But...
I translate what Donny says into white people talking, and they understand it.
He's like that airplane scene, the movie Airplane, when the black guys was talking to Jibba, and the white lady came, the white old lady came up with, yeah, I can speak jive. That's true. That's Troy to me.
That old lady.
So I even brought Troy in on the matter, and Troy came in and not only said what I said, but he actually took words straight out of my post and said the same thing I said. And they was like, yeah, okay, but Donny, you're wrong. I'm like, what the heck? What?
Like Troy, you're right, but Donnie's still wrong, man.
Right? That's basically how it went down.
I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. So you know what? Again, I just clarified things. I'm quite sure you still ain't gonna get it. Moving on to Donkey Kong. I always wondered, like, what's the relationship between his family? You know, Dee. I always thought Dee was his son, and at some point in time, I thought Donkey was a female because it might have been a typo, but I could have sworn I read in one of the subtitles that they referred to Donkey Kong as her or she. It was a long time ago during the 64 era. I mean, Super Nintendo era.
Oh, okay.
So it could have been a typo. Speaking of typos, I come across some more information. Why is it called Donkey Kong when he's a freaking gorilla?
Right.
I didn't go into depth with this, but the little bit of research I did do is that Donkey Kong is a typo. It's supposed to be Monkey Kong, but somehow when somebody typed it up or sent it over to the American version or other regions, they seen a D instead of an M, and they just took it and ran with it. They didn't bother changing it.
Oh, or the O is probably supposed to be an I in Kong. It's probably supposed to be Monkey King.
Well, no, Kong is cool. Kong is kind of accurate. Kong means giant ape, I think.
Oh, okay.
Hence King Kong.
So they got it on that.
Yeah, so they got the Kong right.
Right.
But the donkey part is supposed to be Monkey Kong, which also brings another aspect to the whole thing of why would it be Monkey Kong when
he's a gorilla?
Donkey is a gorilla. And that's when I had to think, I was like, you know what? What is the relationship between Donkey and Dee, which is Dee is the little Kong? When I did it, it turns out that this is a whole melting pot of mixed mingling to the serious tip in this family. Like, these apes don't matter what type of primate they boinking on.
It's a lot of incest going on.
Lots of crossbreeding going on here.
Yeah, it's lots of crossbreeding in the Kong family. Now, Donkey Kong, which is the face of who you are seeing when you see Donkey Kong, the big gorilla, he's an ape. And Diddy Kong is the little one who has a tail. Now, if you know the difference between apes and monkeys have tails.
Right.
Apes don't.
Right.
So I was like, no, they can't be father and son because of that aspect. But then it seems like when I look down the family tree, it seems like the little monkeys or the little primates. Let me just say that right now. The little primates seem to be monkeys. Big primates seem to be apes. And when you get older, you revert back to a chimp, because the old chimp, was it Grandpa Kong? He seems to look like a chimp versus a small old gorilla. So let me say that again. The younger primates are monkeys. The bigger adult primates are apes, gorillas to be specific. When you get older, you revert to a chimp. When you get to the senior citizen age, because I even seen an orangutan. Orangutan is in a group too, which is an ape. And I'm like, it's a lot of mingling going on
Basically,
in the Kong family.
what they're saying is in the Donkey Kong world is basically like the real world. Everybody's just boinking each other.
Yeah. See, and if they can get along, how come we can't get along?
Right.
So maybe you got a situation with this where it's more like a Tarzan kind of situation where like they aren't actually related by blood, but they all came together to make a family. So like they're all like adopted, you know? So like maybe this orangutan, you know, started hanging out with Donkey Kong and they started being buds, and then they saw these little orphan chimpanzees all over the place and they're like, hey, y'all can come hang out with us too.
Right.
But if you want to go with storyline, Dee came before Donkey. Now it's speculations that the old Grandpa Kong used to be Donkey Kong from back during when Mario was what was he, Jumpman? At the time, when Mario was called Jumpman at the time, when you know the Nintendo Donkey Kong, when you climbing up the ladder,
Yeah.
that is presumed to be the old Kong that you now seeing nowadays. And part 2 to that was still the old Kong, but then you had a little Kong because the little Kong was rescuing Donkey Kong at the time, which was captured by Mario. So Diddy Kong, that was him. Later on, when the Super Nintendo era came, now we have Donkey Kong that we know now, which is not presumed to be that Donkey Kong from back in the day. If that be the case, the title Donkey seemed to be a title name, like for the chosen Kong at the time.
Oh, okay. That's what they're making it into.
They saying if that seemed to be the case, that would be it. Donkey's name is not Donkey. It's just a title, like Lieutenant.
Right. He's our Donkey Kong.
It's like King. King Kong. Right. Donkey Kong.
Yeah, he is now our King Kong now. King has been replaced by Donkey in the gaming world. That all sounds plausible. It sounds cool to me. Anywhere I go, it was fun times on Super Nintendo's era.
You took a deep dive on the Kong family tree.
Donkey is actually Didi's uncle. I didn't mention that. They're not father and son. Donkey is Didi. Yeah, Donkey is Didi's uncle.
Okay.
And Grandpa Kong is, as it says, grandpa of Donkey.
See, so he might not even be related in any way. Like, you know how you always got, like when you're growing up, I don't know if it's the same for y'all, but y'all always have that close family friend, you know, and it's like, oh, this is Uncle Steve,
you call him uncle or auntie,
even though they're not even married to anybody in your family.
Right.
Didi's mama saying every time Donkey come over, tell your daddy your uncle was by.
You just exposed some dirt in the Kong family.
Trying to break up the Kong family, man.
Uncle Donkey came by today. What?
I gotta fight every night to prove my love. What you doing with my woman? I don't want to do that shit.
I want to go into this. This applies not only to Christmas, but birthdays. And any other day you decide to buy me or someone something. Don't buy me what you want
me to have.
Yeah, buy the things I want, or try to get close to the things you know that I like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because and I'm bringing this up because I'm hearing the kids say, "Well, I don't want to buy you the same thing this year, or I want to buy Daddy something different. I want to buy so and so the same thing." But my thing is, like, don't you see me using what you buy me every year? That means I like it. Don't you? You know I'm a gamer. You don't have to necessarily buy me a game, but buy me a freaking game gift card. I get my own freaking game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Don't buy me the things that you want.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
First of all, if my money is funny, it is the thought that counts. So if you don't like it, you don't get nothing at all. Period.
Stace, I prefer that. and I hear you on that, Stace. And this is what I want to combat with that by saying, excuse me, I got a little cold myself. Now we just all sicklings, folks. Up, and you know what, Stace, you gotta sit that last episode you did. Like, yeah, I was feeling good till I got sick.
Yeah, when she said that.
Yeah, I'm like, well, then that's every single person on the planet.
Wonder if the listeners got sick through their speakers too.
The sick show.
Well, the counter that stays, or not the counter that, to debate this further with you, is that for the most part, the people you buying for, first of all, you know if they're selfish people or not, and we know the type of person that you are, the person you buying for. And we know your situation, and we know that your funds is not up to par, that you like you want it. So we expect what you get us to be something not cheap. I won't say cheap, but it'll be hard thought of. It'll be thought about before buying it. But at the same time, think about what I would like, not think about, well, it's cheap and it's me. I'm buying it, so he gonna like it because it's coming from me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Well, no. Thank you.
First of all, your kids. I don't expect nothing, really. It is nice that you do get me something because I know you don't have a job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
and it's I'm more than likely paying for my gift anyway.
Yeah, exactly. I'm paying my gift. I'm buying my gift for me from you anyway.
Right. Daddy, can I have some money to get you a gift?
Yeah. So it's no biggie when it comes to the kids. This is like for the adults that know better.
Right.
Like, for example, my wife. And I'm not saying she's done this in the past, but I'm just using her because she's an adult. And she's a person that can,
I know she's sick of you using her for examples.
Oh, well, stop being example-like.
Is it wrong to kind of have high expectations of what your children get you, even just because of the gifts that they've got in the past? Like, my son, he don't have a job, and I sure ain't finna give him my money to buy me a gift, but he do come with some good gifts. He bought me some nice DKNY pajamas one year. Then he bought me a DVD player.
Well, see, this is because see, I do security. This is because your son he steals. No, I'm just playing.
I got an explanation for that.
Wait, I didn't hear that.
Your son is a thief, Stacy.
Well, you know what? If that is true, somebody needs to step their game up at their job because he ain't got caught yet.
Well, Kev is a security guard in North Carolina, but if you come here, you're gonna be a lookout for your son now.
This is kind of something similar to an article that I saw on the internet not too long ago, talking about like gift registries for like weddings and stuff like that. Because you know how like when people are gonna get married, they go out and they go to Target or wherever and they say, well, these are the gifts that I want you. Yeah, like that. And so the question was, should you get somebody something off that gift registry, or would it be better for you to come up with your own gift because it's original and it's your idea? And the article said that it's probably better for you to get what the person put on their registry because they thought about it and they said, this is something that I want and I need. And the odds are better that whatever you come up with is something that they're just not going to care about. So they would actually feel better about you going and getting them what they asked for and not something because you want to be inventive about it.
Yes, that's basically what I just said. Don't get me what you think that I might want. Get me what you know I want. Or I'm going to use. Like, the thing is, again, I'm a gamer and I'm a Dragon Ball lover. So don't get me a freaking tie. Because first of all, I don't even like wearing suits. I don't even like wearing
It's a
suits.
Dragon Ball tie.
Don't get me no dress shoes, because again, I don't even like wearing dress shoes. I hate dress shoes. They hurt.
I'm not a hard bottom shoe type of
Behind
dude.
the gift, like if somebody gets you a tie and they know you don't wear ties, they could be saying choke yourself.
Well, tell me to choke myself. Tell me. You just might get what you ask for.
Save yourself some money and just tell me you want me to choke myself.
Exactly. Now, again,
Right.
I'm a gamer and I like Dragon Ball. So I prefer you not to buy me a game because I am very picky on my games. But I would love for you to just get me a gift card from GameStop or a gift card from a store that sells games, video games, not board games, video games. Or if you don't get me that, you can just buy me anything Dragon Ball related.
Right.
Anything. But
Dragon Ball
again,
tie?
you know what? I will accept that. That's a good loophole, Troy. A good loophole. But I will accept that because it's Dragon Ball related.
If I don't wear makeup, don't buy me a makeup kit. If I don't cook, don't buy me no pot holders. If I don't have a car, don't buy me like car fresheners or floor mats or stuff. I mean, I have a car, but I'm just saying,
Exactly.
Right.
And another thing about your son, Stace, I still wouldn't expect over expect for my kids. 'Cause again, like I said, they're kids. They don't have a job. So I would not over expect. Even if they did 1 or 2 years get me something good, I still wouldn't expect it from a kid, period. Also, just because he don't have a job and you saying you're not coming out of your pocket, he does have other family members that will offer up their guy. Grandma love giving kids money. Grandparents.
That's my thing. That's my thing. See, you don't expect it, but I'm petty. I do, and I put my bid in early. I will let them know, like, listen, okay, you get me something good now.
Also, Stage, you a mom. You can get away with doing things like that. We pops can do that no matter how many times. You can do that all the way up until the Christmas Eve or birthday Eve, and it's still crap on pops.
We still gonna get the card with the crayon.
Exactly. That's just how that's the double standard that y'all do get.
Yep.
And it's a great one.
And we don't want to put that pressure on our kids.
I was like, I wouldn't even bother. I wouldn't even bother because you know what, y'all already disappointed me. No.
I've been disappointing me all damn year.
Exactly. So all year you've been disappointing me. So I would not put anything on you to disappoint me any farther. No.
Why should I get excited on the last month of the year?
I was like, why should I get excited on the day that I know Santa Claus is getting my cookies? In my milk. This guy can do jack all year. Matter of fact, this is the one family member that comes along every year on my one occasion. And yet, y'all love this guy more than me.
Right.
That's why you got to make sure that Santa doesn't give the good gifts. Like that's how I do with my kids. Like, oh, you got that new Nintendo? Well, Santa didn't give it to you. Dad gave that to you.
Right.
Santa gave you that stuffed animal over there. That was Santa.
It's kind of like the no good daddy who ran out on the family, and you see him like one time a year, and when he come around, he come bearing gifts. So to put a Band-Aid over the times that he was missing, and the kids just love it, and the mama standing there looking like,
kind of like Will's daddy, but not.
Yeah.
He's just trying to buy the kids love.
You come back, you go to the carnival for 2 days, and get you all kind of teddy bears. Matter of fact, I didn't win no teddy bears. I bought them teddy bears for you. But you know what, son? I gotta go.
Right. See you next year, same
time.
time.
Come with me.
Yeah, you can come with me. Yeah, you can. Don't say that. Don't say that to him, to my son. He can come with me, just not this time.
Right.
Say that to my son. Speaking of this whole shopping thing, getting me this and that, I just got my new debit card. We have this chip on our cards now, where it don't swipe no more. You just plug your card in now. We've been going on all this time with technology after technology after technology. And what is technology like? Ultimate plan is to make life easier, right?
Right. Right.
This thing slows down so much of your time at the freaking
It
cash
does. It
register.
goes slower, man, because you got to wait for it to read it and yeah, all this and that.
By the time I swiped the card versus you plugging your card into that thing, I would have been put my card up in my wallet back in my pocket, and grabbed the groceries and put them back in the buggy to roll out.
Right, and I like the swipe. Just feels better anyway. You know, I just like the feeling of just the rhythm of it. Bam, you know, and just slide it back in the wallet. You know.
Yeah, and not only does it feel better, to me it seems like it'd be less of a situation happening because your car had to stick in there while it's doing this thing, and now anybody could come up and snatch. No, anybody could come up and snatch that mud out because it's right there, just there hanging. It's not like the car is the chip is like in the middle of the cards where you can like slide the card like halfway in there, and you know you don't have to worry about losing your footing and slapping on the card trying to grab something so you don't fall, and then now your card snapped with the chip inside the machine. You ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about nobody snatching it while your card is hanging 3/4 out the machine while it's doing this thing. Swipe,
because you're
put
not
it up.
Supposed to move it.
You're not supposed to move it.
Now what if you make a mistake and move it, and then it takes like an extra $100 off your card?
It's supposed to be like identity protection or something like that. I don't know, but I thought it was already
I was just getting ready to say that, yeah.
You're swiping.
Yeah, I was going to say, doesn't that bar do the same thing that you so-called
Yeah. All I'm saying is when I'm out shopping and I stick my card up in the thing and, you know, my chip is in there while it's sitting there, bet not nobody think about coming to snatch up my shit because they'll be snatching back up a couple of nubs.
And we know Stacey is hardcore, and people, just watch it back. She does have Morgan Freeman driving for her.
That's all I'm saying.
He know how to whip. He know how to whip. That's all.
I actually had a conversation about these chips because I was working as a barista at the Barnes and Noble in the mall, and so we made the switch over, and people were asking about this chip, you know. And the thing is that's what it's for. It's to be more secure so that people can't like scan your card. Because I mean, you hear people like I had it done to me when I went to the gas station and I swiped my card at the machine. They had something added to the machine that basically like swiped all the information off the card. So they were able to turn around and make another card using my information. And then they were off in fucking Indiana or some shit, you know, just spending up all my money. So this is supposed to keep that from happening, but it does take longer. And it was one of those things where, like you think about the TSA lines at the airport, you know, like those were put there to make everybody more safe. But it's been so long since anybody's had to do anything like anything, you know what I mean? Like it's been so long since there's been like a terrorist attack because of that people are starting to get to the point where they're like, you know, these lines are too long and we ought to do something about these long lines, even though the reason why those lines were there, you know, it had a reason at the time, but it's been so long since anybody's had to deal with it that it's like, why the hell are we dealing with this? And it's kind of the same thing with the credit card thing. It's like until you actually have your shit stolen, like you're not thinking about that. You're like, man, this sucks. Like I got to stand here for an extra 5 seconds waiting for this machine to do its job. You know, it's not until like somebody takes your credit card info and, you know, spends all your damn money. And then you're like, oh man, somebody should do something about that. So it's kind of a similar situation. You know, it's like until you got to deal with it, like it seems like it's a waste of time.
Okay, Troy, now.
Right.
What's in the chip that's preventing the swipe thing from happening?
I don't know. I just know that's what it is. Like I don't know the technology.
It seems like the chip is making it more accessible for my information to be taken.
I would say so because it seems like it's taking like, okay, like he swiped it, yeah, we got his information, but when you got the chip in there and it's taking longer to do, it's like, yeah, we about to download.
It's like we
everything.
Now. Like
so
even the cards in his wallet, even the other cards.
So here's what it is. The chip is like a computer chip, like think of like a Nintendo DS cartridge or a Nintendo cartridge. You got to slide that in there. It's got to make contact with the inside of the machine for like you can't hold your Nintendo cartridge up to your Nintendo and say, all right, play this game. Like it's got to make contact. Whereas the strip on your card is actually a magnet. So like it can be read from a distance because it sets off a magnetic field. So somebody could actually get close enough to your wallet or whatever to actually pull that information without actually coming in contact with your card. And that's what those machines do that they put onto like an ATM machine.
All right, so
or
there you
gas
go.
pump.
It's making it less feasible for somebody to watchdog you.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you had to say the first time is saying, I don't know.
Posing that question to me made me think hard enough to try and figure out why that is, and that's what I came up with.
All right, well, there you go.
So the chip cards no longer have the strip?
Yeah, no, they still got the strip on there.
Strip.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing. They still have the strip.
So what's the point?
I think it's a transition, though. I think they're trying to wait until because like we said, some places you go to don't have the chip, so you got to still be able to swipe the card until everybody switches over to this new technology. Then
Right.
then you got to deal with that anymore. I don't know, but that.
So while they're
I think
switching over, we're still accessible to be able to be scammed because they can still magnetically get us. You know what I'm saying?
You're safe, but you're not really safe.
Right. They're basically saying you're just about as safe as you were before.
Because again, I still have to put in my PIN number too for the card. So
yeah, we still have to do that.
You still have to do every single thing except for it takes
not swipe.
Now. But again, what Troy said does seem plausible.
It does make
for that
sense,
being the reason. Yeah, and I do understand the whole transition thing. Everybody doesn't have it yet, so
still annoying as hell trying to having to stick the card in there and wait those extra 5-6 seconds, especially when there's people lined up behind you forever.
Exactly. I might as well get my coupons out now.
Right, and then you have a lot of small businesses that use these like their phone to and then you can swipe the card and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, the square card reader thing.
Yeah, like now all of them have to switch over and everything. Like, it's gonna take some time.
This is a bypass thing right here, but I gotta say it. That show 60 Minutes?
Yeah.
It's not 60 minutes. The show's only like 40 minutes, 45, maybe 50 minutes because of the commercials.
Because of commercial breaks.
And just like every other, show, like 30-minute shows, they're really like 22 minutes, 23.
Yep. Your average 30-minute show block is only like 25 minutes at the most. Because that's a lot. Yeah, but that's including commercials coming back to back. Because it's been times when we watch the show and be like, man, they just freaking played a commercial. So including all of that, still the show's maximum is like 25, and I have the seasons of I have a lot of digital seasons to prove it.
Yeah.
So here's another paradox for you. I don't know how big of Back to the Future fans you guys are. I'm not really a Back to the Future fan like other folks are, but I do
not really, but I think it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's a cool movie to watch.
Good series. Like all three of them, I think are pretty good.
Yeah,
it's decent enough to watch. But when you think about it, think about this for a second. And this really applies to Back to the Future 1 and 2. Back to the Future 1, you can't really call that Back to the Future because he only went to the future and came back. So he didn't go back to the future once he came back. Because he came back to the present at the end of the movie. And that's when, what's my name? The professor guy, I forget his name.
Doc
Brown.
Doc. Mm-hmm. That's what he said at the end of part 1. We got to go back to the future.
That's basically what they were talking about. I guess they were calling it Back to the Future because he says that at the end of the movie.
I know. I just think it's kind of like a funny paradox to pick on. Now, Back to the Future 2, not too long after it opens, he goes back.
So it's not until actually part 2 is when they actually go back to the future.
Exactly. And here's another one. Because Troy just said like the whole series is good. He likes them all. Again, they're entertaining. I dig them too. Back to the Future 3 is technically going back to the past.
Right.
Unless it depends on the perspective, though, because even in the first one, if you think of it as he went back in time and he got stranded, he got stuck there, and he's got to get the old Doc to help him go back to the future, which is the future from 1955 or wherever the hell he's at. So most of that movie takes place in 1955. So he's trying to get back to the future, which is the future from 1955, which ends up being like 1987 or whatever.
Era. Right, from that era.
Well, You can look at it like that, or you can say back to the present.
But in 1955, he's talking to Doc. He's gonna be like, "Hey, I need you to help me get back to the present," and Doc's gonna be like, "You're already there."
Well,
dumbass.
you're already there in my present, but no, my future is your, whatever.
Present. And you know this, Doc.
Right.
Come on, man. You know this.
So the first Back to the Future should have been called The Future.
Or present time. Just leave it at that. Present time.
The now.
And then Back to the Future 2 comes out, and then it says Back to the Future. And then Part 3 comes out, and it says From the Future to the Past.
Back to the Future.
To the future. It is something I'm just picking around with. I didn't want to talk. Let's bring this up real quick. Now, the last few episodes, I've been talking about some educational type things. I guess everything you can say is educational because you can learn something from everything that comes out of people's mouths. You can learn how stupid somebody is, retarded, or you can learn how educated somebody is.
Right, so basically, you can learn from other people what to do and what not to do.
I just told my kids, life ain't nothing but a big old lesson. That's all life is. Big old lesson. It's jacked up that y'all choosing to learn the hard way. Like my little man who decided to blow off his hand a few weeks ago.
Glad y'all were able to detach that.
Yeah. You know what? Let me speak on that real quick. Because kids, boy. Whew. Okay. You got the people who learn things. You got people who gotta learn the hard way. They won't even learn or get nothing from it unless they learn the hard way. And this all falls up under the whole thing. What I say is like two of the best teachers, minus your teachers that you go to school with, and those are experience and observation. And I like to put my mentor as observation, meaning I put that over experience, because you don't have to experience everything to know that don't need to be in your life.
Yep.
So my little man, now going on, kids are prime examples of they just gotta learn the hard way, and the hard way is experience. If you didn't catch on to that, experiencing it is the hard way of learning. Not everything is hard, again, folks. Kids they just gotta experience it, and experiencing it's the hard way for them. My little man.
Yeah, see, taking heed is the more easier way. They don't like it.
Yeah, like I can't look at this to know I don't need to be doing this, even though I seen that the guy just blew up after he just did it. And then I watched another clip where a guy did something similar and he blew up. So what's the odds of me blowing up? Because people got this mentality of,
no, not me.
Well, it ain't gonna happen to me.
I'm smarter than that.
Yeah, but the thing about it, and I say to that, and you're right, it ain't gonna happen to you until it happens. Going back to my little man, he had to learn the hard way because he still won't admit it to this day, and I'm not even gonna try to get it out of him. The punishment of what happened to him. I mean, what happened to him is punishment enough.
Right.
Now, I'm in here playing the game, and the station and the TV and the cable box shut off, and the TV in the living room shut off for like a split second.
It came back on.
Yeah, split second. It was just like a flash, and everything came back on. So I gets up, see what was going on, what's wrong, and he like nothing, but he shaking his hand like it's on fire at the time we talking. And he trying to put it out.
I already know what happened.
Yeah, so and I'm like,
he got a big fireball in front of him.
So I'm like, dude, what
his
happened?
hair's standing up.
Yeah, what the heck happened? Well, it probably would be standing up if he had hair. I cut it not too long ago at the time. But I'm like, dude, what happened? Again, like I say about all kids, they are freaking liars. The first thing that come in their head is a lie because they think they in trouble.
Right.
So he just keep on saying nothing. So I look at his hand and his dang on.
It's about to fall off.
Yeah, his thumb looked like a freaking grill. Like a barbecue grill.
Oh yeah, like how the sausages be having the barbecue grill lines in it.
His middle finger looked like somebody done took one of those, when you tattoo a bull or some cattle with that iron. Yeah.
When you
I forget what you call it, but his finger.
Brand them.
Yeah, brand. His finger like somebody took a branding stick and just went down his middle finger with it. his trigger finger, or is it index finger?
Yeah.
Yeah, index finger.
in Detroit,
we're not killers.
Yeah, Detroit, you gotta say trigger. You gotta say trigger in Detroit, or else you gonna get jumped. Like, hold on, what set you claiming, cuz? What you talking about index? That's your trigger finger. So the index finger also look like it got, it's been grilled. And I'm like, dude, what the heck happened, man? What happened? Nothing. I was just laying here, and I'm like, dude, you can't. Okay, let's just say you was just laying here, and you just so happened to tap on it with your foot. Your hand ain't gonna blow off.
Right.
So what was you doing? Nothing. I'm like, you know what? I'm in here arguing with my other girl, who thinks she knows every single thing in the dictionary, and also wrote the book to How to Survive Life, but only 13.
Right. Wait. Now, was she there?
Yeah,
too?
yeah, but she was in her room.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So. But again, she's 13 though. She knows all of this. She got the whole life experience down pat, and I've been here for 32 years.
Yeah. age 13 to 21, you know everything.
Yeah. So I'm telling her, like, she over here, but look at his hand. His hand is blah blah blah. I'm like, look, shut up before I bust you in your mouth.
Shut your mouth.
Shut up. I know what I'm doing. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, he's not in trouble, and I'm not beating him because what he did is punishment enough. So I'm letting him bask in his pain just a little bit, so it can hopefully seep through his brain not to do that again. Because it's going to happen. Right. You got to learn the hard way. Well, you don't have to learn the hard way, but you choose to learn the hard way, so it's going to happen. So instead of me, I took my time. Like, I took my time getting the cocoa butter and all that stuff. I'm just letting them bask in it.
Yeah, let them feel that pain.
Yeah, I'm just letting them bask in it. I'm like, so my thing that I'm trying to get through, hopefully that since you learning the hard way, I just hope that you learn not to do that again. I looked at the dang on the stitching cord that was on the ground, singed, and it had two little things, when you plug it in there, two little spikes poking out of it. So I'm like, again, this in your hand tells me what you're doing.
Oh, it had the two things coming out of the.
It didn't have the two. It didn't have the plug prongs plugged in them, because these are like I said, these are two spike looking things. It wasn't a prone plugs themselves.
The hell was it?
I don't know.
Maybe like a paper clip or something?
I don't know. It wasn't a paper clip because it was too thick to be a paper clip. So again, I don't know what the boy did.
Was he trying to blow y'all up?
I don't know what the boy was doing, but I think it is that, again, I hope that you learn something to not do it again.
Oh my God, man!
That's some funny shit, right?
We told you don't play with electricity. We told you don't
play with
plugs.
I had to beat his ass.
You've seen it on TV. Just their cartoons, but the same thing won't happen to you, man. It's a cartoon.
Right.
And you also seen it in real life when people throw electronics in the tub. So again, but you want to choose to know what electricity feel like, this is what it feels like.
Yo, he's dangerous, man. Make sure y'all lock the doors and y'all in the tub so he won't do no.
He just might have that Macaulay Culkins up in him. The good son. So I am keeping an eye on him.
But he'll just be experimenting,
Let me try this out before I try it on the family. Like, oh yeah, this hurt. This hurt. It's gonna hurt them good. If it hurt me,
he waving his hand like, this gonna do it.
This gonna hurt them real good. I'm going at the sister first. Oh man, it's hilarious. Yeah, but that's a little story.
That's you, Donny. That you was like that when you was little.
No,
bro,
look,
so.
I guess I am like I'm a.
I know
you was there. I'm a stunt. I was a stunt kid, and I'm a stunt man now. I'm just not getting paid for it. Mm-hmm. But the thing about it with me is, I learned a lot from observation. When I seen somebody get electrocuted, I know not to touch electricity. I knew that from the start. When I see somebody doing crack, and yes, I have family members that does it, I seen the way they act. I know I don't want that in my life. That's called observation. You know what I'm saying? One of the most stupid things, because I did a lot, and it was on the show. I did a lot. One of the dumbest things I ever did, and Kev, you was there with us, me and Mel, when we decided to see who can make it under the overpass of Southfield Freeway's service drive to the other side before a car come. That was the dumbest thing we ever did. We didn't even make it to the tunnel, and then all we heard was burn, burn, burn. And I jumped out. The bike was still rolling. I jumped off to the side of the thing, and Melly Mel did the same thing, but he ran back for the bike, so I had to snatch him up. And he talking about
he didn't have survival skills.
Yeah, he didn't have no survival skills when we was little. Like, we had some top-notch survival skills. Like our reflexes was on point when
He's
we
running
was
into the
little.
danger.
Like we knew how to dodge danger a lot when
Right.
we was little.
Right.
But when I snatched
We knew what
when I
we was
snatched
doing.
him up, he gonna tell me, you know how much trouble I'm gonna get in if I come back with my bike like this. So I proceed to tell him, you know how much trouble I'm gonna get in if I come back without you. I'm like, dude, what the heck?
Good
Where
point.
your friend at? Where your friend
Exactly.
at?
Like it's a bike, man. You can get another one.
Splattered on the highway.
You can get another one, and yes, technically you can get another you, but it
Right.
won't be the same.
But it ain't gonna be you.
It won't be the same as
Right.
the bike.
Right.
So again, yes, observation in my
And that butt whipping will be a whole lot better than
yes. So I just close this out with observation, in my opinion, precedes experience. You know, you can learn a lot from experience, but again, if you experiencing the negative, it'll most definitely backfire on you. You know, you can you can use observation for so many things, and it'll teach you just what you need.
Both work.
Yeah,
but
both work.
I think it depends on what kind of person you are. Like,
Not only that, it depends on what type of things that you experiencing also at the same time. And same thing with observation.
Sometimes you got to experience something you ain't had the pleasure of observing in the past, and you just got to hope it goes good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, observation is, it goes both ways. I just put observation over experiencing because you don't have to.
You learn from what you see before trying to do it
you don't
yourself.
have to experience everything to know that's not good for you. Now, going on through some other unhealthy things that you do have to experience and observe what it does over a process of time, though. Everyday fruits and veggies that are deceiving. I did a little bit of research. I didn't get all of them that I wanted to do, but I got some interesting ones. Some fruits and vegetables that we was told that, eat them. It'll make you healthy, strong. It'll give your hair to look full. You won't be looking like
nourished.
You won't be shiny. You won't be looking like your cracked out cousin that we just got finished observing. No.
You want to be looking like your name Cletus.
You want to look like Uncle Donkey?
Right.
No, but I came across some interesting fruits and vegetables that some people might not know how poisonous or harmful they are to you. And before I get started with this, yes, it takes a lot for you to even get sick, let alone die. Lima beans, they contain limarin, 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 I think.
Sure.
Sure, let's go with that.
Sounds right.
He said, sure. Well, a handful of lima beans raw would cause severe illness. You won't die, but if you're just going around eating lima beans out the bag, out the pouch, you're going to get sick. You're going to get some stomach aches. You possibly going to throw up because your body's saying, dude, I don't want this in me no more.
Right.
Nutmeg. Now, this was surprising. I mean, this was surprising to me. It contains myristine. I don't know what this is. Myristicin. Yeah, sure. It contains that.
Right.
Which is a psychoactive.
Damn. You start hallucinating and shit?
It will cause vomiting, sweating, dizziness, and yes, you will start hallucinating, headaches, and all that stuff. But again, of course, it takes a lot of consuming for this to start happening. Of course,
you're gonna have some people stocking up on nutmeg.
It could be the nutmeg challenge.
Yup. I'm surprised that didn't even happen yet. The nutmeg challenge. But yeah, of course, by you being an adult, it'll happen a lot faster in kids because the smaller body. apples, cherries, apricots, peaches, plums, and assorted other things like pears too, I believe, and all that stuff, all contain cyanide. The seeds do.
Yeah, I knew apples did in the seeds, right?
And the seeds, you have to eat a lot of them. Also, the seeds have to be cracked open. And who going around eating apple seeds and cherry seeds anyway?
You just go buy a bag of apple seeds like you would like sunflower seeds or something. Just be munching on them.
Around doing that? No. Almonds, the cyanide nut. Also, almonds are not nuts anyway. They're crap. I had to put up.
They're crap.
No, crap. I had to put up. My bad. It's supposed to be a comma in between the last word and crap. But yeah, they're not even nuts. Yeah, they're something else.
Man, that ain't even nice, man. I like me some almonds, right? You be calling them crap.
But raw though, when I came across this research, it's a lot of nuts or almonds in other families of almonds that are not nuts, but we still call them nuts. If you eat them raw, now I know why when you go to the store and you see not just almonds or not just peanuts or cashews, you see roasted,
you see boiled, roasted,
because if you do not, they will kill you.
That's how you know it's safe. It's like the homogenized milk. It's like, hey, we did the work to make sure you ain't gonna die from this.
Right. Because if you just sipping it right from the cow's nuts,
right.
Cow's blood, you might die later on. That
Also, you might get some type of impregnant because you don't want to sip from the cow's nuts because that's something else. That ain't milk. That's not milk.
Right. You're pulling on the wrong thing if you're getting the cow's nuts.
That's the wrong thing to be tugging on.
You're actually on the wrong cow at that point.
Right, the wrong one.
Going back to this almonds thing. Also, when it comes to almonds and the whole roasting process, it ain't just like the regular old peanut or cashews when you roast it. You have to go through certain types of processes of roasting the almond before making it edible.
Oh,
like some witchcraft shit. Or what?
It's some stuff. You got to put it through. You got to put it through a roaster, then put it on through another different type of roasting style. I mean, I'm like, wow. I didn't know.
But you do know they sell raw.
That's why they're so expensive.
They do sell them raw.
They sell raw.
Yeah, they do sell them raw. And again, one almond ain't gonna put you out. That's just a little bit of stuff I came across. Like, wow, this is this is not on my list, but I remember. I don't know who does this, but if you're going around gnawing on the leaves and the stem of tomatoes, now don't, because that is highly toxic. I didn't know that.
Wow.
Until recently.
Neither did I.
Yeah, so don't.
I don't eat tomatoes any kind of way, so it's all good for me. That maybe ketchup. That makes you wonder about like who came up or figured all this out. Like somebody didn't get to observe, so they had to learn the hard way. Like when you think of like the mushrooms, like first of all, like this shit grows on the ground on like cow poop, So it's like looked at that and said, hey, I wonder how that tastes. And so they tried it, and then some of them are going to make you hallucinate, and some of them, are going to go good in your pasta, but you don't know which ones until you try it.
And the ones that make you hallucinate still go good in your pasta, just don't put too much in it.
Or like onions. Onions, another one. It's like, hey, who thought it was a good idea to eat this thing that when you cut it up, it makes you cry? Like that would be like, I don't really want to eat that. That makes me cry.
You got to go through rituals so you don't cry while cutting it up. You got to Vaseline in the eyeballs and all that junk so the liquid won't seep out of them. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, it's amazing on the things out here that's so deceitful. Like the world just S out the people, the psychotic people that are just out here just mangling folks just for the heck of it, for the fun of it. It's the world itself that will drop you quick. Quick. And it's the healthy things too. Let's close out. We didn't have too much fun. Thanks for listening for this long. Tell me how you feel about the new audio. I know you're happy. Yes, Stacey's still on speakerphone, but she's not as speakerish as she used to be.
As long as you can hear me and know what I'm saying, that's all that matters. I don't care about the quality, and neither should you.
Yeah, so thanks again for listening, folks. You guys can listen to us on Podomatic, which is the home of Whatever Talk. Also, we on Sprinkr. We're on SoundCloud. And we have recently been on iHeartRadio for the past 2 weeks by the time you listen to this. Which is awesome, because now our audience has been broadened even more now. So I am happy about the iHeartRadio. Now we just got to worry about getting some sponsorships and also getting our own freaking website so we can get off Podomatic, like move out on our own again. Get out of parents' house, get out of mom and dad's basement, recording in Podomatic.
Right.
So I can't wait till that happens. And leave your comments, folks. We love comments. I can't stress that enough. We love interacting with you folks. Like, Whatever Talk is not, it's a talk show, and we're talking amongst each other, but we also talking to you like it's a community. We making fun of all this stuff, but we want you to chime in on this stuff. Even if you don't listen to the show, chime in on the tagline I use, the headline I use when I post the show. That could give you a synopsis on something that we talked about on the show. I prefer you listen to it because you can probably answer your own question that you're asking if you see where we're coming from. But if you don't, we'll take it from there and we'll eventually get you to listen to it. So comment on Podomatic, comment on iTunes, Sprinkr. You comment on all the platforms that you're hearing us on. It doesn't necessarily have to be about what the show that you just got finished listening to. It could be about whatever. Hence the name, Whatever Talk. Email us.
You can give shout-outs. Shout me out. Say hey, Stacey, hey.
And you can do that. We will accept that.
Right.
You can email us at whatevertalkshow@gmail.com. We're on Facebook, Whatever Talk Podcast. Troy, got some shout outs, man?
Yeah, just shout out to you guys, man. It's good to be here. Good to talk with y'all. It's good times.
Yes, we got to have you come back on for another one. Stace, shout outs.
Shout out to Troy. It was nice to record with you. Shout out to T. Man, when you coming back, we miss you. Shout out to you guys, Kev, Donny. It's always fun with you guys. Shout out to the listeners and shout out to me because I am fabulous.
I was wondering when it's gonna come. Like, this chick is just full of herself. Full of herself. She's full of herself.
Okay.
Full of herself. Nah. Kev, shout outs, man.
Shout out to everybody on the show. Shout out Troy. Thanks for coming on with us. Shout out Donnie. Stace, you are wonderful and all that. Shout out to T. We waiting on you. Shout out to all the listeners.
Awesome. I also want to give a shout out to the listeners. Thanks for listening. It's been a blast knowing that we're not just talking to ourselves. Somebody is listening to us, and we making somebody laugh. So that feels good to know that we're doing that to somebody. Oh, yeah, a bonus one. And this is a big one. I forgot about this. Cashews. The shell of the cashews is poisonous. And it's so poisonous, it's poisonous to the touch.
Wow.
So if you see if you plucking some cashews from the plant, it comes from a plant, or doesn't it? Well, anyway, you got to pluck it. If you're plucking the cashew,
I mean, it's a plant at some point. I don't know.
You need to tell some black listeners about sunflower seeds, because black people love sunflower seeds.
I don't know why I didn't put that on there. Sunflower seeds and pumpkin seeds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know it. It got it.
We need to know if it's gonna kill us or not, Donny. We need to know if we're killing ourselves.
Oh yeah, you killing yourself with pumpkin seed. That ain't nothing but a salt pallet.
Just pay attention.
Because a lot of people like
starts itching. You need to hold off a little bit.
But going out again, you plucking you some cashews, have some type of biohazard gloves, because the shell is poison to the touch. And I want to give a shout out to my crew. Thanks for being a crew that comes on all the time and not getting paid, but you still don't. You got the same ambition I got to one day we gonna be somebody. Because everybody knows.
If you wanna be somebody, if you wanna go somewhere, you better wake up and pay.
You know that, and the key word in that is pay attention. It didn't say wake up and experience it. Pay attention. That's the key word in that. Pay attention. Don't experience what you're looking at, all of it, because it's going to possibly put you in a bad situation. And I want to give a shout out to Troy. Thanks for coming here, man. You are a great person to podcast with. It's loads of fun. You are very informative yourself. Thanks for that whole tip on the debit cards and credit cards. You don't know fully.
Hey man, I just thought about that on the fly too. Like I could actually be completely wrong on that, but it kind of made sense.
Yeah, but that's why I
in my
said
mind.
you don't know fully. But what you said was very plausible. I mean, is very plausible, not was, because we have them. So yeah. Right. So yeah, thanks again, man. We're definitely gonna have you on many other shows if you would like to be on many other shows. And to the next episode of Whatever Talk, whatever. If you would have made it this far, but then you made it to the end of the show, you can stay posted, but we gotta go. But wait a minute, leave a comment, tell us what you think about it. Come again, tell a friend, tell whoever listening. Whatever talk.